wonder what people observe about you? Kind of an interesting question. Well, I am Jacqueline, founder and creator of Discover Love Matches. And the other night, I was out by myself after a friend's birthday party, and I wanted to get some yummy food, hear this great band play. So I just sat up at the bar. I already knew I wanted this really good dish that's super, super yummy. So I was set. I knew what I wanted. I knew where I wanted to sit. I knew what I wanted to experience. And I was happy. I was very excited. And so I was in my zone. I had just had a great time celebrating positive things and making new friends and seeing old friends. And so this was like the top of the night celebration for me just to enjoy. Well, as soon as my food arrived, this lady comes up to me and she is like, "Oh my gosh, that looks so good. Oh my gosh." I'm like, well, order yourself some. And the bartender commented how much it smelled so great. And then another person came up and I was like, okay, so is it the food? Or are you just trying to interact? Is this a conversation starter? So it kind of made me giggle. Well, then they got busy doing their own things and chit-chatting away. And so I continued eating and listening to the music and just being in my own zone. Well, if any of you have been around me when I eat, I am a very slow eater and I'm very comfortable with that. I like to savor my bites. I just enjoy it. I absolutely love company, people around, or if I'm in my own headspace, I just take my time and it's better for your digestion. So at the end of my eating, this woman comes up to me and she goes, "I just have to say, I kept finding myself watching you eat." I was like, "Really? Okay." And she's like, "No, I don't want that to sound weird, but every time I looked up towards your way, I was just mesmerized how you thoroughly enjoy eating. You take your time." She's like, "I would have just inhaled that and not appreciated it the way that you did. And you're sipping your bubbles and you're just taking your time." And she was admiring it and respecting it. She was really curious about what was the pull and draw for me to enjoy my food that way. And I thought, wow, that's so interesting, because we don't know what people are thinking. Some people are bold enough to tell you, and other people just kind of are voyeuristically curious. And obviously, it's my profession to watch people closely, see what they're doing, interacting. And a lot for me is body language, if they're open. Another person that night came up to me asking me about my business and was commenting about body language. And it was somebody that wouldn't stop talking to me, but yet I had my back to them to the point where my back hurts. I kept twisting to answer their questions. And yet he was acknowledging how much he understands body language, but he obviously wasn't respecting body language because I clearly wasn't interested in a conversation because I wasn't turning to face him. So these are things you have to kind of watch, how people turn, how they shift to pull their heart space towards you, how they make eye contact with you and interact with you in a positive way where they're not all covered up and clothed with their arms crossed. I was talking to another gal the other day about how years ago, we had an event at one of the restaurants downtown, and this beautiful sweetheart of a gal came. We had a bunch of guys there too and other gals, and she just got overwhelmed. She literally got in the fetal position in her chair, and then she kept saying, "Why is nobody asking me to dance? Why is nobody interacting?" And thankfully, some very confident men in my group stopped and said, "Well, actually, you have put off such an energy that you are not approachable. You are turning us all away by completely curling up into a ball on your chair." And she's like, "What? Oh, huh?" She didn't realize it. And so we have to stop and pause. What are other people seeing? I'm big on manners. I'm huge. Even years and years ago, I used to do a childcare business out of my home, and I would teach the children please and thank you before they could speak. And their parents would come and pick them up, and they were like, "Why are you having my son, say please and thank you when he can't even say anything?" And I'm like, because when he does talk, he will know what to say. And this is big for me because as a matchmaker, I am observing people that if you're not polite to me or you're not gracious or appreciative of what I do for you, especially when I do extra, then why would I want to introduce you to a client? Because I'm thinking you're not going to be gracious and appreciative to the client. So this is all part of communication. When somebody lets me know they're grateful that I matched them with someone or that they got matched with someone, and then they respect that journey, they communicate, they show up to the absolute best degree they can, and they say, thank you. I appreciate this. This is an exciting opportunity. When I go and give some advice and feedback, they listen, they take action, they heed, a chance to learn and grow and experience. But I'm observing, because that shows me that they're going to be engaged in a dating relationship. They're going to be communicative. They're also going to be flexible and willing to grow and learn. For people that are so set in their ways, what I notice so often happens is they just dump information on you. They dump and dump and dump. And this is a huge communication thing that drives me bonkers, but I'm noticing it's getting on the nerves of a lot of other people. Because of my type of profession, I even have friends that just tend to just tell me things, but never ask how I am, never ask about me as a person, never separate what I'm doing. They just want somebody else to dump on without even realizing that they're just shoveling on. And then there are people that are very curious and inquisitive and exciting to talk with, and that's what you want. When I hear from a client that they are messaging another client, and the other person isn't engaging, isn't asking questions, isn't being proactive and saying, hey, let's get together, let's take this to the next degree, then it's kind of embarrassing, but it's also sad, because you're missing out. You're missing out on an opportunity that you keep saying you want to meet the love of your life. You're so excited, and then you get a chance to meet an extraordinary person, yet you fall flat. You leave the other person hanging. You don't seem like you're excited. You're not showing interest. And this is difficult for the other person who's really wanting to show up. So if you are single and you are available, show up. Have fun, enjoy eating your food, enjoy dancing, enjoy talking, enjoy responding to people, enjoy asking questions. Go for it, ask somebody out. I know you don't always get the yes, you don't always get the enthusiastic response, but when you really show up and you really say this is what you want, then this is what you really will receive. What happens so often is we don't take action. We keep waiting for the other person. We're all guilty of it. But the truth is that if you're both waiting, nothing's gonna happen. But also they're watching to see if you have shown them a sense of value, follow through, perseverance, and taking the lead. It's not just a masculine, feminine role. It's just having someone say, hey, I like that I get a chance to talk to you. Let's do more. Let's actually meet. Let's go out. Let's talk more. Let's make another date. Let's talk about more things. Let's expand on this so we can see if the other person will come alive. It does take a little extra energy. And I feel like people are so out of the muscle mass to get out there and date. Like we've all kind of gotten soft in the dating world, but now is the time. It's been over 18 months. Let's get dating. Let's get having fun, and be aware people are watching. And if you say thank you more often, you will receive so much more. You also need to pull those shoulders back, have yourself ready to receive, and look at each new opportunity to meet someone as an opportunity to grow and learn. I definitely have clients who kind of push back on who I suggest, but I see them as a bigger person than just a profile. They have so much more to them, many more layers that I want my clients to discover. And this is what it takes to be vulnerable, show up, and truly care to move forward on your love journey. I am so excited to support you every step of the way. Let's keep this conversation going and ask a few more questions about the people that you're spending time with. They will love it. People love to talk about themselves, and they love it when somebody shows an interest in them. In turn, it makes them more interested in you. So let's make this a win-win, and we'll chat soon.